Hello, grade 7 students. We are going to solve together the exam. Let's discuss together this experiment. The experiment below is done to study the effect of pancreatic juice on meat. The two test tubes are placed at 37 degrees Celsius temperature and for 6 hours. First, the aim of the experiment is to study the effect of pancreatic juice on meat. Second, in order to interpret the experiment, first we should make analyze, then we should write an indication. We say that after adding pancreatic juice to test tube 1 containing meat at 37 degrees Celsius, 6 hours later meat disappears, while after adding saliva to tube 2 containing meat at 37 degrees Celsius, 6 hours later, meat remains. This indicates that in test tube 1, pancreatic juice, meat is digested, whereas in tube 2, meat is not digested. We conclude that pancreatic juice digests meat. What is the aim of the experiment? As we say before, the aim of the experiment is to study the effect of pancreatic juice on meat. What is the difference between the two test tubes after 6 hours? After 6 hours, as we see before, meat disappears in tube 1 whereas it remains in tube 2. Arrange in a table of conditions and the conditions and the results of the experiment. First, we draw a table. In the first row, we write the conditions of the experiment: the food, the juice, the temperature, duration, and the results. Then we write for tube 1, the food of tube 1 is meat, the juice is pancreatic juice, the temperature 37 degrees Celsius, and the duration is 6 hours. The result is that the meat disappears. In tube 2, the food is meat, the juice added is saliva. At 37 degrees Celsius for 6 hours, meat remains in the tube. We should not forget to write a title for the table. We write, this table shows the conditions and the results of the experiment. Interpret the results of the experiment. After adding pancreatic juice to a tube containing a piece of meat at 37 degrees Celsius, 6 hours later, meat disappears. This indicates that meat is digested, while after adding saliva to a tube containing meat at 37 degrees Celsius, 6 hours later meat remains. This indicates that meat is not digested. What can you conclude from the experiment? Pancreatic juice digests meat. Using your acquired knowledge, name the organ that secretes pancreatic juice and the site of its action. The organ that secretes pancreatic juice is pancreas, and the site of its action is in the small intestine. Question 2. The following experiment was done to identify the role of mineral salts for the growth of green plants. Given two identical plants, A and B. Plant A is inserted in a beaker containing nutritive solution, water, and mineral salts, whereas plant B is inserted in a beaker containing water. The results are obtained below. Plant B is short with few leaves, whereas plant A is long or tall with many leaves. In order to analyze the experiment, we say that after inserting plant B in a beaker containing water, the plant grows slowly with a few leaves, whereas after inserting plant A in nutritive solution, the plant grows tall with many leaves. What's the variable factor in the above experiment? The variable factor in the above experiment is mineral salts. Compare the aspect of the plants. Plant B, which is deprived of mineral salts, is short with few leaves, whereas plant A, which is supplied with mineral salts, have many leaves and taller than plant B. Analyze the obtained results as we say before. After inserting plant B in water, the plant grows slowly with few leaves, while after inserting plant A in nutritive solution, the plant grows tall with many leaves. What can you conclude? I conclude that mineral salts is an essential factor for the rapid growth of green plants. Given the following document, label the document. 1 is the small intestine, whereas 2 is the large intestine. Name the process that takes place in 1. Intestinal absorption. C. What happens to the non-digested food? The non-digested food passes from the small intestine into the large intestine and rejected outside the body through the anus. Thank you.